Hello everyone. So today we will be talking about the this keyword in JavaScript. So we do have a this keyword in JavaScript. Let's see what it does. But firstly, use shout out to German Coca. I'm not sure if I'm pronouncing this right. Once again, German Coca. Thank you very much, and I will share this link down below. You can go ahead and check this out yourself. So let's learn about JavaScript this. So in this article, we're going to talk about the this keyword in JavaScript. What is the this keyword? Let's go ahead and see that. So this keyword always refers to an object. Okay. So this keyword will always refer to objects, but let's see what kind of object do we have. Which file was it? Yeah, let's go for. So there's a this in each and every function and each and every JavaScript file. So let's log out the this. So if we log this, so firstly this will refer to an object. So which object is this? So basically when we do just a log of, let's log this. Okay, so now this will be the global object or the window object in our browser. Let's go ahead and see the log. This fix this, and as you can see we have logged this here at line 64 and script line 64 we get the window object. So window object is the full DOM tree as we mentioned. Where's the debugger I have added? There's no debugger, I didn't use it. Okay, misunderstanding. Okay, so there's the window object or the whole DOM thing, let's say. Not even DOM, actually, whole browser window. Okay, so this is referring to the window object. As you can see, it will say here, if we call this by itself, meaning not within a function, object, or whatever, it will refer to the global window object. As we just saw here, we are getting the window, but let's try out their way as well. So let's do this just to follow along this article. Let's, as you can see, this alone is window, the whole window object. Okay, expand. Okay, we'll get everything, we get it. How to call this in an object method? Okay, so if we have an object and inside that we have a function, and then if we try to access this, let's see what we get. We are logging this as well at line 75, and at line 75, as you can see, it is saying this in object method is this, the whole object. As you can see, here's the function. I should have maybe typed it out, but I have just copy pasted it. I've been a bit lazy, but yeah. Let's see what do we have here. So we have an object, the person object, and then we have some object keys, we have some object values, and first name is John, last name is Doe, ID is 5566. Get this is a function, and we are returning this from this function. So basically we are returning the this from this function. So in function it is a bit different. As you can see, we get this whole object back when we log this. So we're logging this, as we are returning this from here, and then we're logging that here, console log. Or let's just do console log this here to make things a bit more clear. And as you can see, we get the same object. So basically we are returning this the whole object from here, and then we are logging it right here once, and then we are logging it right here once as well. So we get the this. So essentially this will refer to the whole object that it's inside. So in here, when we are logging this, we are logging the whole window because it is in the whole window or the global execution context, right? Okay, so we'll see that this no longer refers to the objects itself, where but if we call this, okay, so this is not referring to the window object now, because this is referring to this whole object here. As you can see, when we log this, we get this whole object, first name John Doe and everything else, as you can see. So basically, when it is in function scope, so when we are having a function inside another object, so that this will refer to this whole object. And when we are in outside of a object, let's say this is not an object, but if we log this here, just like this line, let's comment this one out, and as you can see at 78 we get window, the whole window object, the whole global window object. Okay, and given this, we can access this to access its other properties and methods from the same object. Okay, so we can as you can see, we have this, and now we can access other properties from this object as well. So let's do this dot, let's return first name. So if we return first name, we should see here the first name logged out at 76, and at 76 we see the first name of John. As you can see, let's change this one out. The first name is John, as you can see. So by using this dot first name, we can access this whole object. So so what's happening here is we are binding this function, this functions, this this functions, this property to the whole object. Let's read ahead to understand things better. And given this, we can use this to access other properties in the method as well. As you can see, this dot name, this dot last name. So they're getting this is the function of get full name. This dot name, this should be this dot first name actually. They might have made a mistake here, because this dot name will return undefined. Let's go ahead and show it to you guys. Get full name, person dot, okay, this just, and let's just comment this one out. Let's see. As you can see, it says undefined because it says name where it should have said first name. It's fine. I will try to fix that as well. I think that is in open source, so I will try to fix that. But as you can see, now it says John Doe. So basically we get the full name from here. So this is a function, and by using the this keyword, we can access the other properties of this whole object. So this dot first name, this dot last name, and let's do the ID as well. Why leave another property behind? This dot ID, let's add a space in between maybe. And as you can see, this in object method John Doe 5566, as it should be, right? Okay, so now we understood how this works. So this is basically it is just the whole function that your function is in, like the I read it somewhere that it is a function combined with it lexical environment. Now I have to explain lexical environment as well, but I think I will do that in next video. Let's just focus on this first and try to understand how this is working. So basically this is now assigned the whole object, and when we do it outside like this, we are assigning the whole window object. Okay, how to call this in a function? So we do this. Let's just comment these out, avoid confusion, and we do this. We should get the window, and yes, we get the window because this function is in the global object or the global window object. This will now refer again to the general window object. But if we do arrow functions like this, we will get window outside. There's a difference between function and arrow function. As you know, this is an arrow function. I have talked about this. So without the function keyword, just the parenthesis and then arrow, and then this, let's see what it refers to. It refers to the window object once again, outside of an object. But when we do it inside of an object, let's see what it says. Should now say undefined, I think. Yeah, it is undefined. Okay, so basically when we have an arrow function, this keyword of this function is not binded to the whole object here automatically. But if we do, let's say, let's cut this one out and let's do function, and then just do this dot name. Let's just do a return, and now we should see it. As you can see, now we see the name plus surname. So we see Pedro and Sanchez here. As you can see, we have the full name now, because this function, I mean this function keyword, when we create a function with a function keyword, this binds the function to the whole object it's inside, right? But when we do an arrow function like this, this is not automatically binded. We have to manually bind it. I'm sure it is binded later on somewhere. Let's see. Okay, in a strict mode. So JavaScript also have a strict mode. If we have if we just use the strict mode, strict should be at top, but let's just see. Okay, this should be at top definitely. Otherwise, this won't work, I think. Why is it like this? Okay, as you can see now it says undefined. So JavaScript have a strict mode and a loose mode, I would say, or a flexible mode where it is not as strict. So the side comment, if you are not familiar with the strict mode, is following admin docs. JavaScript strict mode is a way to opt in to a restricted variant of JavaScript, thereby implicitly opting out of sloppy mode. Okay, the loose mode or sloppy mode. Strict mode isn't like a subset. It intentionally has different semantics from normal code. Okay, so strict mode is a bit more strict. Let's just understand this. It is more strict, and we have to use the use strict at top if we want to use it. And if we use the strict mode, this will not refer to the global window. As you can see, it is showing undefined. But if I remove the use strict from here and save it, and now we have the window object, as you can see. So in strict mode, this does not mean the window object by default. And let's see what the function does here. Can we see that? We can see that actually if we use a function like this, we get this. But if we use it inside a function, we don't get it. But if we use it outside as well, we should not get it, because okay, we do get it actually, my bad. So inside of a function it is not there, because in strict mode it is a bit confusing, but in this mode we get the window object, of course. I thought it wouldn't. Okay, how to use this in an event listener? So in an event listener we'll get to see, let's see, what do we have? Reading add event listener. Okay, we need to create a test button first, I think. Let's go for a button. Which was it? ID? Oh yeah, ID. Let's go for ID and then test button. Let's do test. Let's see, we have a button now. And when we log, we get this. in our case we added the event listener button to the element, and now we get the element back, as you can see. So basically now the event listener is added to a button element, and now when we click, we are doing a return or the log of this, and this is now a button element. After clicking it, we get the following in our console. These methods, okay, these have some methods as well, like call, apply, and bind. How to use the call method? Let's have a look here. Okay, so let's see. So we have a person one named Pedro Sanchez, and then we have a function which is returning this dot name, so here, and this dot surname, so here. And now we're doing person one dot say name, so this function, and dot call with this person two. So basically what we're doing is we're calling this function but with this object, and now we get Jimena Juarez, as you can see. So if we do remove the call and just do this, we'd get Pedro Sanchez from here. I hope you guys are understanding this. This is a bit complex topic, I would say, and some of us who has been working in companies and who we struggle with this sometimes as well, because this is a pretty confusing term, and I do get it most of the time, but sometimes it confuses me as well. So yeah, I hope you guys are understanding it. Just take some time. Don't worry if you don't understand it right away. This is a bit complex, so this might take some time. And as you can see, when we're doing person one dot say name, so we're just calling this function, and now this function will look for this dot name, and you will get this name, and then return it with this surname and this space, and now we get Pedro Sanchez. But if we do dot call, and then inside we put in this function, it will now take name and surname from this person 2. As you can see, now we get Jimena Juarez, right? So let's create a person 3 and show you guys an example. Let's do Arshad, and let's do Chaudhary, and now pass in person 3 instead of person 2. We should see Arshad Chaudhary, and yeah, we get Arshad Chaudhary, because whatever object we pass in, this function will try to uh, find the values of this name or surname from this person 3. Let's add another one. Let's do YouTube, and let's put in my channel name, which is a bit complex. I will change it soon, maybe. And let's do space and do this dot YouTube, and now we are saying decode coding, as you would expect, because we are taking in from this one. But if we do if we just call this, we should see undefined here instead of YouTube, because this one does not have any YouTube property, right? So how do we access property? We just do dot dot and then the key to access the value. And now when we are trying to access this dot YouTube, this does not have a YouTube, or this does not have a YouTube. Oh sorry, I was referring to this, but this one should be the one I was referring. So as you can see, it is undefined. So if I just do call person 3, now we'd get the decode coding because the YouTube is available here. Okay, so this is what the call function does. And let's see, after call we have an apply method as well. Apply method is very similar to call, as it says here, and call accepts parameter as a list separated by colons. Okay, understandable. Let's see this, and let's comment this one out, and let's say this. Okay, so what's happening here is, so when we are using a apply, we can accept the call accept parameter as a list separated by colons. Okay, so we can add more properties here as well to call on, which I didn't. Let's clear that one out first. So as I just did, um, as you can see, we have city and country as well, which will be taken by taken as input from here. We could do that as well, so let's do that. So let's see, we don't have a YouTube property here or here, right? So let's do dot call and then pass in not decode coding. Let's say let's do code club. Maybe I was thinking naming it code club as well. So let's do oh sorry, not here, my bad. YouTube. And now we shouldn't actually, yeah, because we are doing this dot surname, of course. So how did they do it? Let's have a look. Oh, not this, only YouTube. Okay, now we should see undefined, undefined, undefined. Okay, why? Uh, uh, oh, I needed to pass in this person too as well. My bad. I get it now. Okay, so yeah, now we get Jimena Juarez and Code Club, because what's happening here is we are passing in person 2 as the function, and we are trying to return an YouTube as well, but here we do not have any YouTube. Instead, we are taking YouTube as an input and then returning it as an output. Let's do something like work as well. Let's take work as a parameter, I mean input as well, and let's pass in the work here. The work should be software developer, let's say. As you can see, we get software developer as well. So call works like this. We can pass in an object. We just did with an object, and then we did input with some inputs as well, like YouTube and work. So this one will be the YouTube one, this one will be the work one. I hope you guys understood it. If you didn't, take some time, don't worry, reach out to me if you didn't understand anything at all. It'll be fine. So let's go for the apply method. So apply method is a bit similar to the call. We can pass in an array. As you can see, we are passing in df and Mexico, and then we are taking in the city and country. Let's see, df Mexico as expected. Okay, so basically what's happening here is pretty much the same thing. As you can see, we are doing we are passing in a function, and then this function or this whole object does not have any city property or any country property here. So what we're doing is we are passing in the city and country as an argument inside of an array in strings, right? These are strings, and this whole thing as an array, and we're just doing this as an array. If we try to do df and Mexico like that, we should get an error, I think, or undefined maybe. Yes, because we're doing apply and we should pass in an array. We can bind here like this. We have another method called bind. So same as call apply, the bind method indicates the object to which this keyword will refer when given a method executes. Okay, so basically call apply and bind all of them are essentially doing a pretty much same thing. So let's say we do not have this, but we do want to make this work. How do we do it? We pass in a person2 which contains the name and surname, and we have df and Mexico. Let's change the names. As you can see, RW df Mexico, and instead let's change this Dhaka Bangladesh, and yes, we get Dhaka Bangladesh. So basically we do not have this dot name here, this dot surname here. As you can see, this does not have any name or surname, but we want this to take in from person2. So we are passing the person2 as an argument, and then these arguments as arrays, and then returning and logging out, as you can see. Okay, so bind works in a pretty similar way, I think. And let's have a look. We get Jimena Juarez, as you can see. So we have the same thing here. So we have name and surname here, but we want to bind this function to this object. So now when this function calls this dot name, this refers to this dot name. So this name, not this name, as we have assigned a different object here. So let's comment this one out, and no, we'll get an error because let's do this instead. Okay. Let's return. Oh, this is not a function. We can't return, my bad. So let's keep it like that, and let's try to call this function instead. That one. As you can see, say name is not defined. What? Oh, my bad. We need to do person1 dot say. Yes, now we get Pedro Sanchez. So we are getting the person1 first, and then accessing this key of say name, and then calling this function, and then we're getting this dot name and Pedro, and surname is Sanchez, as you can see, Sanchez. So but if we comment this one out and run this one, and comment this one and comment this one, so now what we're doing is we're accessing this person1 here, and then we're accessing say name here, and then we are binding this function to this object person2, and now we should see Jimena Juarez, as you can see this. Let's do something similar, and let's do person3, and let's do Arshad once again. Arshad Shad. Let's use my nickname and as bind it to this, and we get Arshad Shad, as you would expect. So basically that's how bind, call, and apply works with this. Wrapping up, well everyone, as always, I hope you enjoyed this article. Yes, we have enjoyed this article and we have learned something new. Thank you very much, Jarman Coca, sorry, my bad. Very great article. Thank you very much. Say thanks. Yes, absolutely, thank you very much. So let's wrap this up. So this is just an object which refers to the lexical environment object of that function. So when we are executing a function, we are executing it inside an execution context, as we have talked about in our call stack video. So it refers to that execution context basically. Okay, so I hope you guys understood this. This is a bit complex, as I've mentioned previously. So usually when outside of a function in just a normal browser, we log this, we get the window object, which is the whole thing right here, as you can see, window. So basically window has everything, all of the things. We have one mouse on blah 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 blah, whatever. Many things you can explore it there as well. So this is the global window object, but when it is inside of a function, it then refers to the, if it's inside a normal function, let's say, let's do function test func, and let's do console log this, we will still get the, we need to call the function. Okay, we'd still get the window object. Okay, we're getting, oh, we are using new strict, I think. Yeah, So if we use strict, we will not get the window object, but if we remove the use strict, so out of the strict mode and in sloppy mode, we would get this window object once again inside of this function as well. But if we uh, assign this function to an object, let's say this one, and the name should be test func for test. Now this should be the function. Now if we log this, we can just call this one here. We need to do person3 dot test func for test. Okay, so now when we log this at line 168, we get the whole object of this person3. As you can see, we get name Arshad, surname Shad, and test func for test, the whole function here. This is the function. As you can see, this is the whole function, but and then this has some other methods like call, apply, and bind as well, which would help us to bind this function to something else. So let's say I want gmanajuars to appear here instead of Arshad Shad. So we are doing a console log of here. So let's do something similar. Let's do this. So let's create a function, the person2 name. Okay, let's keep the name same actually. Now we do dot bind, and now we do pass in the person2. And now what do we see? Okay, we need to call this one as well. So this variable is now a function actually. Let's log. Okay, now okay, we get undefined. Okay, so we get undefined for this one because this does not return anything. Let's do a return of this. Now this should not be undefined. Yeah. So now we see that this refers to gmanajuars or the person2 right here, as you can see, because this functions this, so that this keyword is now changed to here. As you can see, we do not see Arshad Shad because it is now changed to binded to this person2. I hope you guys understood this, whatever I'm saying. It is a bit complex, as I mentioned previously, so relax and try to go through this a few times. Absolutely read this article. I would link it down below. Thanks again to German Coca, sorry, my bad, German Coca. Thank you very much, and thank you. If you don't understand anything, comment down below, subscribe to my channel, and feel free to knock me on my socials. If you didn't understand anything, I'd be happy to help. And thank you very much. I will see you guys in the next video. Thank you.